Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I apologize if I look like a mess. I've had a long day, a very long day, but I'm pretty stressed out. I'm making some pretty big life choices in the next few weeks. I might be moving across the country. I'm not really too sure yet. Might be moving to Nashville. So if you know anything about Nashville, let me know because I don't know anything about it. I've never been there. I don't know for sure yet. This is just a maybe. We'll see. But with that being said, I wanted to make a quick video just going through all of my books that I own that I haven't read yet. And I want to sort them from books that I want to read the most to books that I'm probably never going to read. And then I can just get rid of a bunch of books because I've come to realize that I'm starting to own a lot of books. So I really want to only have books that I love or that I think I might love. I don't want to just own a bunch of random books. And eventually I'm going to get a bookshelf pretty soon. So that will be really cool. Probably make a video about that. I guess it depends on if I'm moving or not. We'll see. So sorry in advance that this video is a little bit unstructured, chaotic, not very nicely edited and just thrown together. But that's what we're working with because I'm kind of busy right now trying to figure out all this stuff. But I just wanted to get this video out there. But yes, let's go take a look at these books. Here on my shelf, and up very first, the book I have not read yet is Pachinko. I've heard a lot of good things about this book. I'm actually really excited to read this. I've seen a couple of you guys comment about this book. I don't really know a lot about it. I believe it's historical fiction. By the way, take everything I say in this video with a grain of salt because I've not read any of the books I'm talking about today. But I think it's historical fiction. Let's take a look here. Oh, it's President Obama's recommended read. That's pretty cool. 4 generations of a poor, proud immigrant family fight to control their destinies, exiled from a homeland they never knew. Sounds very interesting. I'm pretty sure it is about a South Korean family moving to Japan. Don't know exactly when it takes place. I don't even know if that's really right. That might be wrong. I think it's something like that. But it seems really interesting. Need to get to this. Definitely not going to get rid of this one. Next up, a book I have just recently purchased, actually, and that is Toni Morrison's Beloved. Heard so many good things about Toni Morrison, but I haven't read any of her yet, so this is going to be really good. It says our protagonist was born a slave and escaped to Ohio, but 18 years later she is still not free. She has too many memories of Sweet Home, the beautiful farm where so many hideous things happened. So that sounds pretty sad, but pretty interesting. I definitely want to get into this. I don't think I've ever heard anybody say anything bad about this book. So I'm pretty confident it's going to be a good book. So yeah, you should go ahead and read this. Even though I'm just going to recommend it. Even though I haven't read it, you should go read this because I just know it's going to be good. From all the things I've heard about it, it should be good. Next, we have The Collected Tales of Nikolai Gogol. And this, I've read The Nose in here and a couple of other stories, but there's a ton of stories in here and I have not read hardly any of them. But I really liked The Nose. It was not really what I was expecting. It was like pretty funny. It was super, super weird. It's the story of this man that wakes up and he doesn't have his nose and he's trying to figure out what's going on pretty much. It was a really strange story, but it was really good. I really liked it. So I want to read more. I really want to get some more short story collections. I've been into that lately. So if you guys have recommendations for authors that read a lot of good short stories, let me know. Definitely want to get more into that. So I've yet to come across a book that I feel like I should get rid of, which I think is good. That's a good thing, right? I mean, I have some other short story collections. I have A Christmas Carol and Other Writings by Charles Dickens. This edition's pretty cool, The Snowflakes. I don't know what is in this short story collection, but I haven't read any Charles Dickens, and I actually got this book as a gift. It's actually such a cool edition. I usually don't like these editions, the Penguin cloth bound, but I really like this one. I don't know, there's something about it. I don't really know anything about Charles Dickens. Oh wait, no, I actually have read one Charles Dickens. What was it? Something about goblins or something. I forgot what it's called, but that one was pretty cool. I hear a lot of good things about Charles Dickens, but I also hear that he can be challenging. So I'm a little bit nervous, but I definitely want to get to this soon. I want to read this during Christmas time though, so this might be a little while away, but I'm not going to get rid of it. Of course not. Next up, I have Dan Brown, The Da Vinci Code. I don't know anything about this book. This was a gift, and yeah, I kind of just want to go in blind, but you guys let me know if you've read this book. Let me know if you liked it. It looks pretty interesting just by reading the back. I then have this book, Strange Weather in Tokyo. This was one of the first books I ever picked up in my life, and as you can see, I DNF'd it. I don't really know why. It was when I wasn't really into reading that much and I just didn't really get into it, I guess. I don't really remember anything that was wrong with it that made me want to stop reading it. I just wasn't very into reading at the time, so I just don't know if I would like it anymore, but I probably should keep it and finish it and see. You guys let me know if you've read this though. I've heard good things about it online. I haven't heard a lot of things, but I've heard some good things. You know, lately I feel like I've been needing a hobby that's not just collecting things because it can get a little bit obsessive. So I've actually gotten into cooking lately. I've been a terrible cook my whole life, but I wanted to try something new and it's been pretty fun so far. If you guys are wanting to get into any new hobbies, you should definitely check out Craftsy, which is the sponsor of today's video. Craftsy is basically this online creative community with thousands of different classes. They have things like cooking, sewing, baking, woodworking, and it's all just in one place. For me, I've been doing this brunch class by Robin Miller, and it's called Let's Do Brunch. And it's actually been so good. She really walks you through step by step everything you need to do. And the recipes are very doable, but they still feel impressive, you know? It's all broken up very nicely so you can follow along without getting overwhelmed. I was even able to make this roasted avocado poached egg dish, which was awesome. I've never poached an egg before. I also saw they had a class on how to make those free little libraries that have been popping up everywhere. This is definitely a class that I want to check out in the future. And it's nice because all these classes are taught by professionals, so you know you're getting the best of the best. They also have live tutorials in a whole community where people share what they're making, which just makes it way more motivating to stick to it. It's been great because I've been trying to branch out and find more creative things to try. And if you want to try it, the first 1,000 people watching this video to use my link in the description will get an entire year of premium for only $1.49. This offer is valid for new members only. All right, now let's get back to all the books I still need to read. This one looks interesting. We have The Invention of Morel. And I heard about this book on TikTok out of all places, I'm pretty sure. Which is funny because I don't feel like this is a very book talkish book, but I did find it on there. Someone was talking about it. And it sounded really interesting. Jorge Luis Borges said this is a masterpiece, so I mean, come on, that's all you really gotta know. So yeah, honestly, I know nothing about this book. I think it has something to do with being stranded on an island. I could be totally wrong. I might be thinking of something else, but I believe that is in this. I don't know. If you've read this, let me know in the comments if it's good. I'm sure it will be good. This is actually one I want to read pretty soon. So, all right, we got The War and Peace. If you've been watching my channel since the beginning, you know I tried to read a chapter of this a day for every day of this year, and I've already given up. And it's like, what, March? So made it about that far in, which honestly, that's pretty decent. But you know, I just couldn't, I don't know what it was. I just kept falling behind, and you would really think 2 pages a day would not be hard, but I don't know. It just was for some reason for me. I just don't think it was the right time. I will get to it eventually. I definitely will. Not gonna get rid of this. It's Tolstoy's masterpiece. You know, you hear everyone talking about it. You also hear everyone talking about how difficult of a book it is. And I'm pretty sure Tolstoy doesn't even consider this a novel, which is interesting. I know it's gonna be amazing when I finally get to it. I do want to do some more research on the history, you know, the time period with the Napoleonic Wars and everything. So I have a little bit more context going into it. I think that would be helpful. And I also feel like that would get me more motivated to want to read this book. So maybe next year I will do a slow read of this, or maybe I won't even do a slow read and I'll just read it at my own pace. I've been thinking about that too. I don't really know what I'm going to do yet, but I'll get to that eventually. All right, next up we have Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte. I know the movie just came out. I haven't seen it because I need to read the book first. But if you guys have seen the movie, let me know if it's good. I feel like people don't like it though. I think there's a lot of controversy from what I've seen, at least. Maybe that's just my feed. But as you can see, I have tried to read this. I started it a while ago, and for whatever reason, I was so confused. I could not keep track of anything that was going on. I was so lost, and I don't really know why. It's kind of weird because I just couldn't like get sucked into the story. That just happens to me sometimes. I think it just might have been the time I tried to do it. I just wasn't really focused, or I had other things in my head going on, other things in my mind that made it so I couldn't put my full attention to the book. So I don't really think it's the book's fault. I think it's more of a me thing, and I just need to pick this up and try again. But yeah, you know, you hear so many good things about this book. Let me know in the comments if you guys like this. I've already seen some comments telling me I gotta read this, so I know you guys like it. I kind of want to try to read this like right now. I'm not even gonna lie. No, I'm in the middle of another book. I can't. All right, next up we have East of Eden by John Steinbeck. Ooh, I'm so excited to read this. I think there's been more people tell me to read this book than any other book ever, actually. All the comments I see, all your guys' comments telling me to read this. and it's also people in my real life, my family. Everyone's telling me to read this book. I have to read it. And I definitely will read it soon. I want to read it this year. It's a little bit long, but it's not that bad. And also, look at this cover. Isn't this the best cover? I don't know. I just think it looks amazing. I love this edition. So I will read this soon. It says here, it's Steinbeck's most ambitious novel. Looks like it's set in California. Follows an intertwined destiny of two families. So it's this generational novel. You guys let me know your thoughts in the comments about East of Eden. I'm really excited to read this. I think it's going to be fantastic. Oh, I gotta stretch my legs. I'm like squatting down here. It's kind of awkward. What do we have next? Yes, Don Quixote. This is just, I think that explains enough why I haven't read it, but 1,000 pages, that is a lot of commitment, you know? I've also heard that this is the best book ever, like literally ever. It says right here on the back. It says here, it is recognized as the first modern novel. I gotta read that. Like, that's just crazy. I've gotta read the first modern novel. It has been influential on a host of writers. It says here, all these writers read it once a year like they would the Bible. So if that's not gonna convince me to read it, I don't know what will, right? But yeah, I'm pretty sure from what I've heard, this book is about this man that falls in love with chivalry novels. And he thinks he's like a knight, I'm pretty sure. And he goes to do something, you know, but to everyone around him, he's just like this weird guy and he's not really doing what he thinks he's doing. And he has this partner with him and he goes on all these adventures. That's pretty much all I've heard about this book, but it sounds great and it sounds like it'll be really entertaining. I've also heard that it's pretty funny, which gets me even more excited. It's always good when a classic book has some humor to it. I love that. So yeah, definitely we'll get to this soon. Then right here we have Emma by Jane Austen. I think there was one person that told me to read this and I went and picked it up, but I don't know anything about this book, like nothing. Like, I don't even want to read the back because I just want to go into it blind. But you guys tell me if I should read this. I've heard people say it's really good, but yeah, I really don't know anything about it. So I don't really have anything else to say. Gotta read this though. Another book that I know nothing about is Death of a Salesman by Arthur Miller. This was a gift from one of my friends. I literally don't know anything about it. So if you guys know what this is, let me know. I think it's a play, which is interesting. It says it's about a man that has spent his life following the American way, living out his belief in a salesmanship as a way to reinvent himself. At 63, he searches for the moment his life took a wrong turn, the moment of betrayal that undermined his relationship with his wife and destroyed his relationship with Biff, the son in whom he invested all his faith. Sounds pretty sad, to be honest, but the cover looks pretty sad too. Looks like a sad book. But you guys let me know if I should read this. I don't think I've heard hardly anyone talk about this, so let me know. Next up we have Dracula. I gotta come down here. I can't keep squatting. But for some reason, every time I see people talk about this book, they're talking about how much they don't like it. So that's been kind of scaring me away from trying to read it. But if you guys have read Dracula and you like it or you don't like it, let me know. I want to hear your thoughts because I would have imagined this to be really good for some reason. Well, because there's like movies made about it and stuff, you know. There's usually not a movie made about a book unless the book is really good, right? So I thought for sure this would be good. And it's a classic. It has to be good. I don't know why everything I see about this book is just negative, but maybe it's just like my algorithm. I gotta fix my algorithm. Maybe I just need to stop scrolling and start reading the books instead of just watching videos about the books. But hey, next up we have The Divine Comedy. This is intimidating. You know, I've never read anything like this. This is just this epic, this is very, very intimidating. I don't think I'm ready to read this. I could be wrong though. You guys let me know if you think I can handle this, but I don't think I can. I feel like I just not reached the level of reading to start something like this quite yet. But yeah, you guys let me know your thoughts on The Divine Comedy. All right, we then have some Victor Hugo. If you guys have read this, you let me know because I actually was gonna start this the other day and then I got kind of scared because, I don't know, it's kind of long and I was kind of intimidated because it is a classic. Another thing, I don't think I've ever heard anybody talk about this book on social media before. So I'd be very interested to hear your guys' thoughts because, yeah. All right, and that is all for my first shelf. So out of all these books, I haven't read 16 of them, which I guess that's not that bad. That's kind of a lot. Yeah, I should probably stop buying new books though until I read all of those. Actually, it's becoming a problem. And then on this shelf, we have this book that I just picked up. It's Galapagos by Kurt Vonnegut. It's my first book by Kurt Vonnegut. And I got it because it just sounds insane. I read the back and it looks like it's about, I don't know if it's like the end of the human race or something like that, but these people get shipwrecked on the Galapagos Islands and they're like stranded there, and we follow them for about 1 million years as the human race evolves into this new strange like species. And I think I could be totally wrong, but by reading the back, it seemed like that new species was kind of worse off than we were before. They like developed to be more, I don't even know. I mean, I don't know. It just sounds really weird. And I've been meaning to read Slaughterhouse-Five for a really long time, but I just never got around to it. And then I found that and I was like, this looks way more interesting to me. So I picked it up, but haven't really heard many people talk about it. So if you've read it, let me know in the comments. All right, up next we have The Unbearable Lightness of Being. This was a recommendation from one of you guys, and I'm going to get to this soon. I have no idea what it's about, but a couple of you guys have recommended this. So if you read this book and you like it, tell me your thoughts in the comments. All right, then we have I Am a Cat by Soseki, and this is a big book, so it's kind of scary, but I've heard a lot of good things about it. I've also heard that it can be boring and it didn't need to be this long, so that kind of scares me. But Soseki is one of my favorite authors of all time. I'm probably gonna like this book if I had to guess. I hope I like it. But from what I know, the book, you read it from the perspective of this cat, right? And the cat is observing this family as all this drama is happening and stuff. And I'm pretty sure the cat resents them at first, and he's like, you guys are dumb. But as the story goes on, the cat becomes more and more like the humans he used to not like. I could be totally wrong. I swear I heard that somewhere, but after reading the back, I don't really see that. Yeah, so scratch that. That could actually be wrong. I actually don't know. If you've read this, let me know. I think it will be good though. Overall, I think it will be a good read. Ooh, so many books. What do we have next? Oh, we have Hard-Boiled Wonderland and the End of the World. I need to finish this. I think I'm just gonna finish it. If you watched my last video, you know I started this, got about 70% of the way through and just kind of stopped. The story is just not interesting to me, and I don't know why, because I love a lot of his other books, but Murakami in this one is just not doing it for me. At this point, I don't really care about spoilers. Just tell me if the ending is good or not. If it's good, I'll finish it. I don't know if I'll read another Murakami for a while after this, because I have read a lot of his books. And for whatever reason, the more books I read, the more I start to not like him. I don't know if that's just me getting like bored of his writing or something, but I guess I just started with the best. I don't really know. But yeah, let me know if you have other recommendations from Murakami. All right, now we have this. This is the Bible. I'm not even gonna pull it out all the way. You guys know what the Bible is. I'll get to that one day, but that is a whole nother beast to be tackled, right? I do eventually want to read the entire thing. And I also would like to read the Quran, just all the religious books, you know. I think it'd be interesting just to see all the different perspectives and stuff like that. So I got like the Oxford annotated version, which I thought would be cool because you can get more insight on everything. So yeah, I have a lot of these design books. This one's called Mismatch, How Inclusion Shapes Design. These are all books I had for when I was doing my undergrad degree in web design. This is a book we referenced a lot, The User Experience Team of One. There's some interesting stuff in here if you're into like web design and stuff, which I don't know how many of you would be into that stuff, but if you are, pretty interesting. This is another one, Age of the Invisible Machine. This one's about like AI and what the future of AI is looking like. So it's not looking good, guys. It's not looking good. And then yeah, I have this Paul Smith book that was a gift, and it has some really interesting stuff in here. Fashion design, stuff like that. But I want some more of like these coffee table books to just have out. I think that'd be really cool. That's all for my shelves. I don't know how much more I really have. Some other books just sitting around. These are just books that I've kind of, like this book, like I don't want this book, to be honest. I mean, I'm sure there's something valuable in this, but I'm probably never gonna read it. This was like for one of my classes back in school. So same with this, like Pitch Anything. I don't really know what this is. Yeah, it's like how to sell stuff. I'm probably gonna get rid of those, but honestly, I think those are like the only 2 books I think I'm gonna get rid of out of all of the books I haven't read. So I guess that means I've done at least a decent job of just getting books that I know I'm gonna eventually get to. So yeah, that's kind of cool, I guess. All right, and yeah, those are all of my books. Sorry if this video was just super random and all over the place. But yeah, like I said, I have a lot going on right now, trying to make some decisions. I might go back to school and pursue a new career path. I don't really know what I'm gonna do. Honestly, I feel like the future of my career path that I'm in right now, which is like web design, user experience design, I feel like the future of this career is not looking good with AI and everything. Of course, people are always going to still value human design, you know. There are going to be people that value that, but at the end of the day, if it costs less money, that's what these bigger companies are just going to do, right? So yeah, there's not a lot of new job openings in this industry, and yeah, I just don't really know what I'm gonna do. I could go work in this industry. I'm just thinking like long term. I don't know if it's gonna be safe, and I don't really know what I'm gonna do if something happens and I can't get a job in the future. I think I'd be fine right now getting a job. I've already been interviewing and stuff, but I'm just trying to think long term, and I feel like I might go back to school and pursue something different. So yeah, I got to make some big decisions in the next couple of weeks. This has just been a really weird time in my life because all throughout college, I'm always like, oh, I'll figure it out when I get there, what I'm going to do. I never really knew what I really wanted to do, you know? And now I'm graduated from college and I still don't really know what I want to do. And I'm like, when am I going to know? When am I going to know what I want to do? At least in the meantime, I can make more of these YouTube videos. This has been really fun. I've been getting a lot out of it. And I've really enjoyed just doing YouTube the past few months. I'm still new to the game, but I want to pick it up in the next few months, hopefully. I mean, of course, it depends on how busy I am and what I decide to do with my life. But I want to keep doing YouTube. It's been very fulfilling. And yeah, thank you guys so much for being so awesome and always commenting on the videos, giving me book recommendations and everything. I will leave my Instagram and my Goodreads in the description if you guys would like to check that out. But yeah, let me know which one of these books I should start with, which one is the absolute best, and I will go from there. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching all the way to the end, and I will see you guys later.